Previously on the Dice Girls.
There was some very important information that we needed in the library. I took the books and we ran because we really needed them translated.
Well, it's going to take me just a little bit, not a lot of time to translate these diaries. I could probably have one of them done for you by this afternoon if you want to hang around for a little bit.
Talon, it's good to see you again.
Have you meditated lately?
It's been a while.
You want to meditate? Dude, you hear, kind of a voice. Do not be troubled, my child.
Who are you?
You may call me Shima, and I don't want you to lose hope or give up.
With sugar and spice and a roll of the dice, you're listening to The Dice Girls.
I think we forgot about the horses again.
So, you are all currently in the scuttle. You have given Wilhelmina and Wahani's diaries to El Nombre to be translated from Gnomish to Common. He told you this afternoon he could have Wilhelmina's for you. You asked for hers first. Because she had a lot of information about hers about the Omara ritual. You kind of went your separate ways for the afternoons. You each had really interesting and cool things happen. You haven't. It's still the early afternoon. We're gonna say that it's probably just before you're going to meet up with El Nombre. I'm going to give you guys a chance to kind of get back together if you want to share what your afternoons have been like with each other. This is the chance to do that.
Yeah. So now we're back together.
So yeah, okay. We'll say that you are in the common room, the entrance room of the scuttle, with all the couches and cozy poofs and stuff. And that El Nombre has using their little basket pulley system, sent you a message that he'll be there shortly.
Rhakna and Kai.
Yes.
I have huge news.
Uh-huh.
I have learned something. The cage with no door that I have you seen it? Have I shown it to you?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. Well, the cage with no door is special and it's magical and it keeps my soul safe.
What?
Yes, I got it from Wolfric, but I didn't remember it until the gnome said, "Hey, do you have a cage with no door?" I'm having a hard time remembering how the conversation went exactly, but it was revealed to me that this is special and it keeps my soul safe. So
that might be why the ghost hasn't possessed you yet.
Oh.
It's only been possessing me and Rhakna.
Oh. I have to make sure I keep it just tucked away and hidden so nobody can get to it.
So far, so good.
Yes. Where did you go, Rhakna?
I went and hung out with Talon for a little while. I did some meditating and stuff. I feel good today, guys.
Do you?
Yeah. I had a pretty good day. I spent some time with Talon, of course. We meditated for a while and I don't know what it was. Talon said he was sending me some good vibes and stuff. I think it worked because I talked to someone. I don't know who it is or what they want, but they told me everything was going to be okay and I kind of believe it. So that's where I'm at.
Was it a gnome that told you everything will be okay?
I don't know. It was just a voice.
Oh, I hear voices too.
Uh-oh.
Usually telling me, no, Triggus, no.
Triggus, that's just
us.
Oh. Kai, where did you go?
I hung out with Min Min.
Aw, Min Min.
Yeah. Helped a changeling come out to her friends and her family.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I don't know if you met Nitra before.
You would have met Nitra.
Okay.
You guys
I
spent a
met-
month training there together.
Yeah, I met Nitra.
She's a changeling.
Oh. So was that a secret?
It was.
It was,
until,
but now it's
until
not.
today.
Oh, like the secrets that you kept from us?
Yes, Triggus.
Okay. So what are we doing now? We need to, can we go?
Wait, we're waiting on
We're waiting for El Nombre.
Yeah.
Oh, should we? Oh, he's gonna be done soon, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just worried about my friends, Sadie and Wolfric. They're my friends now, you know. I didn't know that before, but now.
Staff Sadie.
Now. Oh, I have some apologizing to do. You killed my friend.
You also tried to kill your friend.
But I didn't know that she was my friend.
So, a few moments later, El Nombre comes into the room and he is holding Wilhelmina's diary. And he smiles at the three of you and he says, well, I've gotten a lot of really good information from this diary. I think you guys should sit down because I'm about to tell you a lot of interesting, crazy things.
We all sit on the floor in a circle around him while he sits in a big chair.
You look up at him like story time.
Well, Rhakna might still be at eye level.
She's a gnome and she's half orc. Yeah. So he kind of like plays along with you guys. He sits on this poof and like,
Oh, we're doing this, okay?
yeah, we are. He like opens the diary and sets it on his lap and says, "Once upon a time." Once upon a time, there was a gnome named Wilhelmina. It turns out that she was one of the people who created the Omara ritual. She and her 4 friends, they had a really strong connection with each other and they came up with a way that they thought, to strengthen that bond even further. I found out that the word Omara means soul-bound in the ancient language of the gods. From what I can gather, it sounds like this ritual literally takes a piece of your soul and swaps it with a piece of someone else's soul.
Whoa.
It's pretty serious business. When you become an Omara, you like literally gain the other person's strengths. You become faster, healthier, more hardy. You become smarter, more intuitive. Your senses are keener. Like, it's really a lot that goes on here. You become very, like, empathetic with people, to the people you're bound to. You can tell how they're feeling. It takes, like, concentration at first, apparently, but then after a while, it becomes second nature. It makes you also very vulnerable to each other. It makes deception between you almost impossible to hide. The way Wilhelmina wrote about it sounds like an extremely fulfilling way to bond with a person. She made it sound like you just gain so much strength in their presence, both mentally and emotionally. And she felt like she kind of had a whole new insight and wisdom of the world, having pieces of her friends part of her. And then as the years went on, they kind of figured out that you also take on some of the weaknesses of the people that you become Omara with. If they get injured or sick, you take on a small part of that injury or sickness yourself. You become more vulnerable to them, and if they decide to turn on you, there wouldn't be much you could do to stop them. Most hauntingly is the final entry in her diary. And I'm going to read it to you guys. The final entry in Wilhelmina's diary says, "How careless and naive we were to believe we could share our souls with each other and not suffer the consequences. When Flang died, a part of us each died with him, and our patchwork souls were incomplete. The 4 of us tried to find solace in each other, but each of their faces was a painful reminder of the part of us that was missing. Joseph's passing was the worst. He and Blaenor had built a life together, the love between them somehow impossibly strengthening their bond even further. She was gone long before she died herself, and my soul, which once was more full than I could have ever imagined, felt tattered. With each of their deaths, I grew physically weaker. They each took a piece of me into the afterlife with them, and I imagine that's no place for a living being to occupy. Finally, Triggus passed, leaving only me and my ragged, shredded, piecemeal soul. Creating Omara was foolish. Bonding with someone on that level can only end in anguish. I can only hope that we will be reunited in the afterlife and that we will all feel whole once again. I wish we would have never created this cursed ritual to begin with.
Whoa.
That's really sad that people died, and it made Wilhelmina sick and sad. So, did they reunite in the afterlife?
I don't know, Triggus. Wilhelmina's final diary entry was just before she passed, and nobody knows what happens in the afterlife, really.
I vote yes. I vote that they were all reunited and all was happy again.
It's a nice thought.
So wait. When Sadie left, changed form or whatever, disappeared, her body had the symbol of the Omara on it. Mm-hmm. So, oh no. Does that mean that me and Wulfric and Sadie? No, I wasn't involved in that.
You weren't a part of the ritual.
Okay.
No, you definitely weren't a part of the ritual because at the beginning you said intuitive, strong and fast.
Excuse me. Beg pardon.
Triggus, even you would say that you're not the most intuitive.
I don't even know what that means. So who were Flynn and Joseph? They were the other people in the ritual?
Yeah, it seems like those were Wilhelmina's friends who created this ritual with her. There was Blaenor was one of her friends. Flang, Joseph, Wilhelmina was part of it, of course, and Triggus. And as far as I can tell, they were the 5 original creators of Omara. You mentioned a symbol, and she had drawn a symbol representing them in her diary, and he flips through a couple of the pages and he turns the diary around to show you the symbol, and sure enough, it's the same symbol.
It's the same symbol. We have it on a napkin.
We gave the napkin to Rom. We have the original drawing.
We have the original drawing. We found it in Sadie's house.
That's really interesting. It's definitely, I mean, they're the ones, Wilhelmina and her 4 friends are the ones who created that symbol. When the 5 of them became Omara, I'm not sure why Sadie would have it, but yeah, it's the symbol of the 5 original Omara.
Did we tell them that Wulfric did the Omara ritual?
Did Wulfric do it?
He had to have.
Oh no.
Wulfric and Sadie and...
I mean, they hinted at it very heavily.
Yeah, she's got the symbol on her arm and everything when she died.
I'm pretty sure Wulfric did say I did my grandmother's ritual or whatever.
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure Wulfric literally said in one of his letters.
Yes.
That he tried to.
He did, and there was an explosion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's why I have all their names written down.
Yes, yeah.
Under innocent people with quotation marks on it.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all in the perk together. Wulfric mentioned all of their names. Mm-hmm. And then his next letter says that he found his great-grandma Wilhelmina's details about the Omara ritual and tried to perform it. And something went terribly wrong. And there was an explosion. He couldn't find Triggus. And Triggus wasn't part of the ritual. Just that he managed to gather what was left of almost everyone and used a spell to suspend them in time until he could figure out what to do.
So, do you have the other book? Does somebody else have the other book that they're translating it?
He just finished the first one.
Okay,
Yeah. I have, Wulfric's mom, Wahani, also kept a diary. I've started kind of looking at that one. I think it's going to take me a little longer than I thought. She was a very secretive woman and wrote a lot of coded things, even in her own diary. It's going to take me a little longer than I anticipated to translate hers. I could probably have it to you in a couple days. I don't know if we're always happy to have you if you want to hang out for a few days. I think that would be super awesome to have you guys around for a couple more days while I translate this diary of Wahani. She does talk a lot about Wulfric, and it looks like maybe some of his spells that he created, some of the magical items that he's made. She was very proud of him. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of it, but it's going to take me a couple more days.
Should we go or should we stay, Becca? Should I stay or should I go now?
Did we?
Uh-oh. Did you?
I think we forgot about the horses again.
Oh, no! Where are they?
Did we leave the horses in town?
Oh,
We
no.
left
They're
them in the
Frindle
forest.
Sticks or where?
They're in the forest. We rode them out of
Oh,
town. We rode them
no.
out of Frindlesticks. Or did we run out of Frindlesticks?
You rode your horses out of Frindlesticks.
And they're just tied up in the forest out there. Oh, no. Oh. I
Do we-
feel
We
terrible.
have to go on a horse rescue side quest real quick. Again.
We can't teleport. We already used our teleportation for the day.
No.
Oh, no. Oh.
Did you realize?
No, I did not. Not until literally you just said it, Alexa.
Because I was like, we're going to go see Rom. Wait, we borrowed his horses. Where are the horses?
Oh, no.
Maybe
Maybe he won't bring that up. Let's just act casual.
No. Let's just avoid Rom for 12 hours until we can go teleport and find his horses.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Because we could have taken them with us, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Or are they
If
too
we held
big?
their hands in the circle.
Well, so the thing is, you can teleport up to 5 creatures.
Right, we have 3
You
horses.
have 3 horses now.
Oh.
So you couldn't have teleported back with all 3 of
Oh,
them
okay,
anyways.
someone would have been lonely.
They're all looking out for each other, right?
Yeah, they'll be fine. We left food out for them and water.
Water. They're in the shade.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Harold's out there either, so...
I wish Harold was out there. I miss him. Do we go see Rom? Do we go see Claire?
Probably not Claire.
Yeah, I say no to both of those.
I think Triggus wants to go in and see Claire.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go out into Narstad and you go to Claire's hut, and she usually comes out to greet you. This time she doesn't, and her door is closed, but you can kind of hear movement inside.
And when you say her door is closed, is it the door to her shop that's closed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. the
Oh,
outside door to her
okay.
hut.
I open the door. Triggus would open the door.
He would. When you open the door, you see Claire inside. She's kind of like pacing back and forth in her hut, like muttering to herself. Her hair looks a little messy, like she looks a little frazzled. She's kind of like wringing her hands a little bit and looks a little confused. She looks up when she sees the light spilling in from the street, and she gets a smile on her face when she sees you. And she says, Triggus, my dear friend, how have you been?
Oh boy. Claire, there's so much going on, and I don't want you to be mad at us, but a lot of things have happened. And some of it was our fault, some of it was not our fault. The gems were down 2 more.
No, we're only down 1 more.
We're down 1 more. There was a ghost that came in the night, and it was somebody that Kai knew, but she couldn't tell us about it because it was a secret. But the ghost is trying to kill Kai, and it took the gem box, but then I went invisible. I might still be invisible. Now that I'm thinking about it, No, I'm not invisible anymore. Okay. I went invisible, and then I did a really sneaky thing where I got the gems from the ground because the ghost threw them on the ground. And I got the yellow one and the orange one, but the ghost took the blue one. And we still can't find Wolfric. I can't find the fireflies, and we don't know what to do. How are you?
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
That was wonderful. Claire is like listening to your story, and her eyes are kind of like getting wider, but she's also smiling still.
Oh, thank goodness.
She kind of like peeks around you, and says, "Are you alone today?
Yeah.
Where are your friends?"
They were scared. They were too scared to come and see you because you were really, really upset the last time we were here, and it really made them scared.
Claire kind of blushes, and she looks a little embarrassed, and she says, "Please forgive me for my outburst last time. I have been tasked my entire life with protecting my mirror, and my mirror told me to make sure those gemstones were protected. I thought everything was over when I learned that some of the gems were lost, but my mirror says all is not lost. I owe your friend Rhakna an apology."
Oh, Triggus turns around and goes to the door and, "Rhakna! Kai, we're friends again. Guys, get in here."
Did they follow? Did you guys
Are we out there?
Are we there?
Did you stay at the scuttle, or did you like follow Triggus into Narstad?
I'm conflicted because I feel like I would not have followed.
No, she
Yeah.
probably
but I
wouldn't
kind
have.
of like
Okay.
this. I don't know. Either way.
Okay.
Either way.
Should I go get them?
If they would like to come see me, I think that would be lovely.
I can force them. I'll be back in a few minutes.
I look forward to it, Triggus.
Triggus runs as fast as his little legs will carry him.
Little fish legs.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Leaving a trail of water behind.
Your feet make slappy noises.
Yes. And Triggus bursts into the scuttle.
Kai, Rhakna, we're friends again. You need to come with us. It's all good. Come on, let's link arms. I talked to Claire. She's sorry, and she wants to apologize. Let's go have fun with her.
I want to believe you.
I promise. I deep sea promise.
Are you sure it was Claire?
Yes. Yes. Her hair was a little different, but it was her. She apologized. She said that she thought that everything was lost when the gems were lost, but then she went to her mirror, and then her mirror said that not all is lost. So okay. So then she said, okay, I can be friends with these guys again. So let's do this. And I'm like pulling on both of them.
Love it.
I'm probably just standing there while you pull on me.
Kai, help me pull. Can I roll a strength check?
Yeah, go for it. Contest. Rhakna versus Triggus.
Okay.
Each roll d20s. Add your strength modifier.
This is not going well for Triggus.
Oh no.
I got a 22.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, I have proficiency, right? So
24.
24.
I got less than that. I only got like a 6.
Yeah, Triggus, she's not budging. Your feet are going like as you try and pull. You're sliding.
Well, she's waiting for us. She loves you. She didn't specifically say that, but I can see it in her eyes.
Rhakna looks concerned and looks at Kai.
I mean, I suppose I have to tell her that I delivered the message to Sadie.
Fine, let's go. But if she screams at me again, or does some crazy, I'm out of there. Let's go.
Okay, so then Triggus starts running back,
Nice.
looking behind him. Come on, hurry.
Hey Dicelings, it's Becca, your Dice Girls DM. I, again, do not have a ton of announcements today. I know I haven't had a lot of announcements lately. I'm going to make up for that next week, I promise. Or in 2 weeks when we have our next episode, I will have a lot more announcements then. I just want to say real quick, thank you for listening to episode 55, holy cow, 55 of the Dice Girls. We hope you're still having a blast with it. We love you and all of your support always. That never changes no matter what else is going on in our lives. Thank you for everything. And we love you. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
The door to her hut is still open. She's no longer pacing.
I thought you were going to say she's no longer there. I would go and be mad, Becca. She disappeared.
You drag them back just to have her disappear.
Nowhere to be seen.
She just went out for some lunch.
Yeah.
And
sign on her door.
and there's a smashed gem on the floor.
Mysteriously, it's like the blue one. No, she is definitely there.
Okay, good.
She looks pretty sheepishly at you, Rhakna.
Rhakna looks pretty sheepishly at Claire.
It's a sheep off.
They start banging at each other.
I'm so proud of you right
Oh my gosh.
now. They have a sheep off, and Claire says to you, I owe you an apology, Rhakna. I'm sorry. As I explained to Triggus, my mirror is the most important thing in my life. My entire life has been spent protecting it, and it told me to make sure the gemstones were protected as well. And so when I learned that some of them were missing, I was upset. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry.
Rhakna looks absolutely bewildered. And kind of like looks around at Kai and Triggus like, is this happening right now? Is this happening right now? And looks back at Claire, and I don't, like, never in a million years did I think this was going to be happening. So I owe you an apology too, Claire. You tasked me with taking care of the gemstones, and so far, not so great.
Lost half.
And I may have lost another one since the last time we saw each other when you got really mad at me for losing gemstones. So I went and lost another gemstone. I'm sorry. I don't know if you picked the right person for this.
Claire smiles at you, and she says, I don't know everything, but I believe my mirror when it tells me that all is not lost.
Yeah, only like 3 of them are lost.
Half is lost.
Only half is lost.
So not all. Not all. Just half.
Rhakna, my mirror tells me that you and I have more in common now than we ever have before. It tells me that your heart is in the right place and your mistakes are not fatal. You and your friends will save our world. Can I ask a favor of you?
Yeah, if you're sure you want to ask another favor of me, given my track record.
I do. My favor is for you to continue returning that which was stolen to those they were stolen from.
Whoa. Have I been returning gemstones this whole time and not known it?
I thought that you weren't supposed to do it yet, right? They were in the beginning. Gemstones were not ready to go back to the people. Or am I stupid?
Nope.
No, that's exactly
correct.
what it was.
So I should be returning the gemstones now?
She repeats herself in her Claire fashion. Continue returning that which was stolen to those they were stolen from.
Okay. The blue one. The blue one hasn't been returned, right?
That brings us to Kai.
Uh-oh. What's up?
Kai, did you deliver my message to Sadie?
Yeah, she was super confused. She didn't get it.
Many are confused by my messages.
Maybe that's some constructive criticism. Rhakna doesn't say that.
It is the nature of my mirror to remain mysterious. I learned to live with it many, many years ago. Thank you for delivering my message. Mm-hmm. Would you like another favor and another prophecy?
Sure.
Your past has finally caught up with your present.
Whoops.
Only when you fully understand motives will you be able to reconcile the two into your future. The favor I need of you. Use what you will learn to find the sapphire. It must not fall back into the hands that crafted it. Triggus,
Hi.
have you remembered where you came from?
Yes, there's a big thing that happened that we learned either in a library or somewhere in a library. And it turns out there were letters in the library. We went to Friendlesticks and we saw Cap and we went in and we stole the keys. Well, Kai stole the keys and opened the library. And then we got diaries out from there. And then we found letters that were written in common. And so we read those, and it was Wulfric talking about he did the Omara ritual, and it went wrong, and there was an explosion. And then, but I was there. I was a part of the gang, and I was friends with Kai. Or no, I was friends with Triggus. No, wait. That was Kim. I was friends with Wulfric and Sadie and the other people that were there. I have them written down somewhere. I was friends with them. We were in the purg together. We were all accused of something. That's a lot that I've learned.
You have learned a lot. Would you like another prophecy and favor?
Yes.
Triggus, you are the light that holds everyone together, even when your memory fails you. All you need is a little clarity.
Clarity?
Your favor is to reunite with those who raised you. They need you now more than ever. You get the feeling that she's referring to the years that you spent in the purg.
Okay.
You were there when you were 12. So
Oh, okay. I thought it was 35 or
you
32.
left when you were 32.
Oh, That's a long time.
You were in the purg for a while.
Wow.
Because you tried to poison your family.
Because you got accused of trying to poison your family.
Allegedly poisoned the family.
We can't find Wulfric. Well, I don't know where the fireflies are. We're trying to solve the mystery, but it's very, very complicated. And I'm just a small fish man.
Claire looks at you and smiles, and she repeats what she told to you before when you say you're just a little fish man. You are the light that holds everyone together, even when your memory fails you. All you need is a little clarity.
I have a bonbon. We have a bonbon. Where's the bonbon? Who has it?
I have the bonbon.
I have chills. My scales are tingly. I need to have a bonbon of clarity.
Are we sure about this? I don't think we can get another.
Well, if we ask Claire, she's just going to repeat herself. That's for sure positive. I am positive. I'm positive. I'm the light that holds everything together.
Oh, God. Went straight to his head.
You went from, I'm just a little fish man,
I am the light that holds everything together.
in 2.5.
Give me the bonbon.
Kai, what do you think?
I think we gotta give it to him.
Oh, well, it's not like Wulfric's anywhere around here, so
Right.
it might go bad before we find him, so...
Yeah, check the expiration date.
I pull out the bonbon, I flip it over. No, I don't. I do pull out the bonbon. And kind of glance at Kai, kind of glance at Claire, then look at Triggus, look at the bonbon, and look at Triggus, and look at the bonbon. This is the last one, like ever. And I hand the bonbon over to Triggus.
And I make sure you take the wrapper off before you put it in your mouth.
Yeah, I don't think there's any clarity in the wrapper.
Will you guys stay with me when I eat it? Because I'm kind of afraid.
Of course. Yeah, let's just do this right here.
Okay. Will you hold my hands?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Claire, don't go anywhere.
She nods.
Okay.
This is my house.
She lives here.
Okay. Here goes. So I unwrap it and I eat the bonbon of clarity.
Well, how was it?
Triggus, you eat the bonbon of clarity, and it's strawberry flavored.
Favorite?
And you feel a rush of memories flood over you, as if someone has unlocked a secret door inside your mind. You're bombarded with so many images that it's hard to catch more than a glimpse of them. A few of the images are of a family, a different family than the one you remember, but you do remember them. They were your mom and your dad, and there's another little boy there with you, your brother. You see glances of skinned knees and bubble races and chasing after sea turtles. Then you feel a crushing sadness, an overwhelming confusion, and the memories with your family are replaced with memories of the purg. The imagery was terrifying to your 12-year-old self, but only for a short time. Then you see Wulfric and Sadie. You see an olive-skinned man you know is called Taru, a happy elf with a flowery dress named Shael, a dwarf with dirt on his nose and goggles on his forehead. Of course, that's Roke. And you love them fiercely. You see memories of secret birthday parties and bagpipe lessons. You remember Wulfric giving you the tiny cage with no door and tousling your hair. You remember Shael tucking you in and kissing you on the forehead. And Sadie clapping profusely, her face beaming with pride as you performed the music she taught you. So many memories of this place that is supposed to be awful, with these people who made it home instead. There was a lot of hard work, but you never felt alone. The memories grow a little less joyful as the years pass by. Things had been feeling bleaker and bleaker for a while. Your friends seemed wary. They'd slowly lost their spark, almost as if their very essences were fading. You were the only one who still felt whole. You remember embracing Roke on particularly tough days, and comforting Taru when he couldn't sleep that night. You frequently surprised them with small gifts and drawings, and by making up little songs to sing to them to make them laugh. You remember the day of the ritual. They'd been talking about it for almost a year. You loved them all so dearly, but you weren't sure if a soul-binding ritual was safe. You knew they all longed for you to be a part of the ritual, but none of them ever would have pressured you into doing it. The last memory that washes over you is a deafening explosion, a light so bright that you could see nothing else. You were flung from the island that houses the Purg and straight into the ocean. When you regained consciousness, you were confused. You could remember your name and nothing else. A nurse who cared for you took you in when your memory doesn't return. They treated you as one of their own. And then the memories fade into the memories that you do have. Everything from then forward.
Am I awake now?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are not going to believe this. I just remembered a lot of things that I didn't know I had forgotten. I remembered my parents, and I had a little brother, and Wolfric. I remember Wolfric from when I was little. And then I remembered being in the Purg, and it was like a happy thing because we were all friends and they all took care of me, and I had my bagpipe lessons there. They did a really good job on that. And we hung out and we played together, and then everything started getting really bad, and then they started kind of fading, but I was the only one there all the way whole because, you know, I have the light and all that. And then there was an explosion, and then when they did that thing, and I didn't want to do it, and they didn't make me do it. And so when the explosion happened, I was flung off I was on an island. It was on an island, and then I was flung off of the island, and I was flung into the ocean, and then there was somebody that was taking care of me because I'd forgotten all my memories.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it was Strawberry, too.
So you really were in the Purg with Wolfric and Sadie, and you were there when they did the ritual.
Yeah, and Taru and Shael and Roke, they were my friends, and I remember them now. And I remembered a little bit before, but now I really remember how much we loved each other. So I have to find them. I know where Sadie is. We lost Wolfric. So Claire, what does it mean? What do we do? Where's Wolfric?
That should be the name of our podcast.
She just repeats the favor that she asked of you. Reunite with those who raised you. They need you now more than ever.
Okay, we need to find my people.
Well, I mean, we were gonna go see Sadie anyways.
Right.
At least now we know why she was asking for you, kind of.
Yes, and the gems. So she's okay. She's a good person. She's part of my family.
I mean, I don't know. We need to know what she wants. I mean, obviously she wants us to bring you to her, Triggus. She's planning something, right? Maybe, I don't know if I can believe that Sadie's a good person, but she was a friend of yours, so maybe she is. We just don't know. You have good memories with her you remember good things with her, right? From the bonbon?
Yes.
Well, at least she lived when we killed her, if she's a nice person. That must be... Maybe that's what the power of the red gemstone really was. I mean, we already suspected it had some kind of connection to Sadie, but surely the only reason why she's still around is because she was able to use it somehow, because I had it right there with us. we just don't, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe anymore.
But Claire wouldn't tell me to reunite with them if I was in danger. Right, Claire?
Claire just repeats herself.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Claire, would you be willing to tell us about your mirror?
She raises her eyebrow, and you see her kind of like glance at the back room of her hut, and then quickly look back at you, and she kind of like does a little nod, and she says, "My mirror tells me things I need to pass on. I exist to protect it."
How did you two meet?
She says, "I have been here with the mirror since I was 20 years old. Many, many, many years ago."
Like 3 or 4, right? You look great.
Not a day over 600.
I've been here for 120 years, protecting this mirror, receiving messages from it, being instructed in my dreams to protect it at all costs. It is a difficult but important responsibility.
I'm glad I didn't steal it.
Oh, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, they talked me out of it. Aren't you glad, Claire? I wasn't going to steal it. I was going to borrow it because I knew it was important, because you always go, "Oh, my mirror, my mirror." And so I thought if we had it, we could find, what had we lost at that time? Probably Wolfric, maybe the gems. And they didn't let me. So that just brings us closer together, doesn't it?
Your friends are very wise, Triggus.
Can I ask why? Why do you serve the mirror?
It's not quite the mirror that I serve. I am an Asamar, which means that I have a special link to an angelic being in the celestial plane, and that angelic being acts as my guide, and that angelic being over 100 years ago gave me the task of protecting this mirror, and that is what I've been doing ever since.
Doing a really good job. You still have it.
I do.
That's good.
I do.
Does the mirror get its power from the angelic being, or is it something completely different?
I have come to believe that the mirror is a home to an even higher power than my angelic friend.
Maybe this is a silly question. What's your friend's name?
My angelic being or the voice in the mirror?
Both. I just met someone in my head.
Claire would not laugh at that. She talks to a mirror.
I think Claire would just nod understandingly, like, "Yeah, me too, bro."
I thought maybe I don't know, maybe we're talking to the same person, or maybe they know each other, or something to tell me that this is real.
Claire smiles when you talk about meeting someone in your head. And she says, "My angelic guide's name is Aurelium, and the voice in my mirror is called Shema."
Oh, we wouldn't know that because she didn't save it.
She didn't say name, but...
Yeah.
Shema?
Yes.
That was their name. That was the name they gave me.
Claire looks shocked, and a big grin kind of spreads across her face, and she says, "That must be what my mirror meant when it told me that you and I now have more in common than we ever have before."
I like to think that Triggus and Kai are standing off to the side doing
Yeah, every time we do that, I think it's just really
That's your characters.
Our
It's not
characters.
you. It's your character.
off
Yeah.
to the side going, whoa.
We're just the peanut gallery.
Yeah. Or your hype girls.
What do I even say to that? I don't know.
Whoa.
What do you think this means?
Claire thinks for a moment and she says, Shima has never led me in the wrong direction. And she knows that it is important for me to pass along her messages. So perhaps she sees something important in you as well.
Rhakna looks a little excited. Like, ooh, me?
Little me.
Little old me? Thank you, Claire. This really means a lot to me. Thank you.
She just nods and smiles at you.